76ers head coach Doc Rivers was talking to our colleague and friend Stephen A. Smith on First Take, and here is what he had to say about the relationship with Ben.
It was a good conversation, and he gave us reasons, which we obviously didn't agree with. But, Stephen, I think in sports, and you've been around it a lot, there's been so many times that this has happened that hasn't been reported, and the guy comes back. So, listen, we're going to go through it. We're going to always do what's best for the team. But I can tell you up front, we would love to get Ben back. And if we can, we're going to try to do that. Ben has a long contract. So it's in our hands, and we want him back.
They want him back. He says he doesn't want to play. He's going to start getting fined about $250,000 for every preseason game he misses. How do you think this plays out, Mr. Rose?
Uncle Chuck D once said it. Pieces in one big chess game. I really like Doc Rivers. He mismanaged publicly the Ben Simmons scenario when they lost last year. I know the interview yesterday was cleanup time after they met with Ben, because Ben and Rich Paul, I'm sure they reminded him of what he said after the game. Usually, Jacoby, you don't have a guy this young in their career that's been all NBA, that's been all NBA defense, that has helped lead his team to the playoffs a few years in a row. Then he struggles mightily against the Atlanta Hawks. And right after they got eliminated and we started to realize that the process wasn't getting closer to a championship because the Nets got a big three, because the Bucks just won the championship, because the Heat won the East the year before that, because the Raptors won the championship the year before that, Doc went to the podium. Tee up what he said, Jacoby. I want to remind you.
Here's what he said after Game 7 lost to the Hawks.
Doc, you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
That part. So that means I need to be out of here. The coach doesn't believe that I'm a championship level player. The best player on the team, Joel Embiid, just got a big extension. You already know when they were doing his deal, they talked about the situation with Ben. They lost Jimmy Butler. You now re-sign Embiid. Those two players, when they're at their maximum, you see Ben right there? He's in the blue area of the floor. That's where Joel Embiid's at his best. So as two great players, and Joel an MVP level player, their skill sets just don't match. And so I've said this for a while. They will move Ben Simmons. The problem is they will not get equal value. Don't talk about and don't worry about the money that he's gonna miss. It's like a used car. As long as he's not putting miles, he'll make the money up. But what he's also doing, he's sabotaging their season. Because you don't think I'm a championship level point guard? Okay, y'all go ahead without me. Go right ahead. Let me see what y'all look like now. And that's what Ben Simmons is gonna do.
Well, I'm sure we'll get an update on this. And one of the teams that has been rumored as a potential trade partner with the Sixers for Ben Simmons are the Golden State Warriors. And here's what Joe Lacob of the Warriors front office had to say about that potential. Quote, "It doesn't really fit what we're doing. Simmons makes a lot of money. And can he finish games? I don't know. He's very talented. The problem is we have Draymond. Draymond and him are very similar." Mr. Rose, if you're Draymond Green, how do you feel about this quote that got Joe Lacob fined $50,000 for tampering?
You know Draymond Green is family, and I've told you this on and off wax. His days in Golden State are numbered. And I even saw one time when he was playing with Team USA and they did a social media post about one of the players on the team. Draymond Green replied to that post and acknowledged that they never show him any love. His days there are numbered. With that being said, if anybody has ever looked at a basketball player and think think Ben Simmons and Draymond Green are similar, I need to drug test you. Those two players are nothing alike at all. First off, Draymond Green will attempt shots outside of the paint, first and foremost. Second, the thing that makes them vastly different is when they had a death lineup At 6'7", Draymond Green can guard centers. That's what makes Draymond different, while leading the team in assists and being a terrific playmaker in the half court. When they get a steal, when somebody misses a shot, they not outletting the ball to Draymond Green to push it up in transition. like what? That comparison is terrible. Okay, Ben Simmons is a perimeter player that just doesn't shoot the ball. He can still create for others. He's still 6'10". Both of them are all NBA defense. But the idea that they're similar is laughable to me. Draymond Green is an interior player that can guard fives. Ben Simmons is an outside player, an exterior player that can, in theory, guard 4 positions. They're vastly different. And so this is $50,000 that he could have just drove down the freeway and threw out of the window, because nobody in their right mind thought those two players would be coexisting, because they're not similar. They're just both not knockdown three-point shooters.
Jalen, I understand your point, but I want to get back to something you said earlier. You said that Draymond Green and the Warriors, you don't see that partnership continuing for a long time.
I did say that, my brother, and that's okay. Like, they've accomplished so very much. He's won 3 championships there. He's been defensive, player of the year, in the conversation for it all of the time. A terrific playmaker. Their vocal leader. Their toughness. They're the guy that challenges everybody consistently to up their level of play and can adjust his style. There's a style that he played when they had guys playing center like Bogut and Festus Ezeli. Now they have guys like Wiseman.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.